Welcome. We are going to do packet number 7, which involves creating a garbage can. So what we're going to do is find an area outside of our rug that we're going to work on. And you can see I have the paint bucket, and I've already imported some pictures that I might use on it, and I'll go over that in a second. So I'm going to select a circle, and I'm just going to draw it so that it's about the size I think a garbage can should be, looking at my room. And there it is. And then pull up the base just a little bit, maybe like an inch. And now there's a wall. If I go up like this, it creates a whole tube. And then if I go like that, then it's very thin. And that's not the way garbage cans are really made. There's got to be a little bit of a wall. So I'm going to use my offset tool. Come, select it, and just come in just a little bit. And notice how I'm just orbiting. I'm just going to select push pull, and I'm going to come up to maybe one. Whatever you feel is right, you can change. So I'm just going to look to see the scale of it. It is important that you do this outside of the room, not inside of the room for right now. The other thing is, if you look at it from above, it's not a complete straight seamless circle. That there's little line segments, and they angle in a little bit to form a circle. What we need to be able to do is see the hidden geometry. So we're going to go SketchUp, and now I'm going to go Preferences, and I'm going to click on Shortcuts, and I'm going to type for hidden geometry. I'm just going to type in the first couple of letters, and it should kind of do it. Now I've already assigned the shortcut key, but all you got to do is click down here on the bottom and then just touch the key you want. One thing you might want to do though before you do that, find a key that's not being used. So I'm going to scroll down here and just look at the keys. The F keys, none of the F keys on mine are assigned, so they're probably not on yours. So we're good. Again, just type hidden geometry. I assign the F5 key to mine. So now what that means is when I press the F5 key, these lines go in. And if that happens, the reason why is because there's a hidden wall right there. If I go Edit, Unhide, All, don't erase those things, otherwise you might be erasing some of your walls. And that would not be good. So I'm going to orbit this, right click and hide. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to actually make sure, and I might move this out away from my wall a little bit, just so I can get a good view. I'm going to turn off the geometry, so it looks like one object. So I'm going to open the paint bucket. You can see I already have it open. Underneath the break, you choose My Textures. You can say Color, New Texture. I've already downloaded some things that I might want on here. So if you wanted something like this, I've already saved it. You just did a search on the internet saying images for reuse, and click on it, and there it is. So now what I can do is I can click on this with the hidden geometry, make sure I got my paint bucket, I have it selected, and I can click on it, and it kind of adds to it. Maybe on the inside, who knows, maybe I should want that ghost. Now you can see it kind of went in kind of funny. I'm going to say position, and maybe scale it so it's in the middle. And the green one, remember, that one scales. And there we go. So I only want the one ghost, so I'm going to scale up a little bit. It's okay. I'm going to click off of it. Right click and say Texture Position. I'm just going to like maybe move this down a little, maybe scale up a little bit. Just work with it and get it to how you want it to be. And maybe on the inside I'll put Pac-Man. So you can see the images may or may not go as I orbit around. Sometimes they loop in correctly, sometimes they don't. If you need to change a picture, the height of a picture, the scaling, turn on the hidden geometry by pressing the F5 key. And then select one of the panels. You can right click and say Texture, Position, and maybe it might be a good idea to find the last picture in the cycle. Then you can right click and say Texture, Position. Okay, and I can see that this is the last one. That way, if you just want it a little bit bigger, you can make it, you can click and drag it, and then let go. Now you can see this one panel changed, but the rest of them didn't. To apply this to the rest of them, what I'm going to do is turn off the geometry. So again, it looks like one. Select the paint bucket. Come over that one panel, press the Command key. You're going to notice that gives me the dropper. Command key. I'm going to click with my mouse, and then that samples it. Now I'm going to let go with the Command key, mouse over the other picture that I want to change, and just click. So you can see that is how you redo it. I think I made mine worse, so I'm going to undo and undo. I think that mine looks pretty good, and I got lucky. I didn't have to sample or resize anything. So I do notice the picture, the top of the picture is right here, and it starts to repeat, but I don't see, there's enough of a gap there where I don't see the controller, so I think I might be good with that. If you decide you want your garbage can taller, you can go taller. You're going to notice there's that picture repeating. And that is another way to kind of like size it to the way you want. I didn't look at the inside, but I can see that that does look like the top of it there. So anyway, maybe I want it to be a game controller on the inside and the outside. You can even do something like put this one on here. You can't really see it that well, but if I right click and I say texture position, I can scale it down. I can even angle it a little bit, and I'm going to keep scaling. I'm going to move this to the center. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in. I want to make this controller small enough so that it fits on there going around. So I can see here's a little bit of gaming action going along the top. So now that I'm done with this, there's one more step. I got to select it, right click, and I have to make it a group. You'll see these little bounding, blue bounding bars going around it, and that's kind of what you want. If I press the move tool, I can then just move it into my room and then click off of it. And that's how you do the garbage can. And have fun. Choose something that matches your theme. And if you want to change it anytime, you can. It's your house, your room. Take it easy.